Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the 8th round of the virtual Oops. Okay. I just wanted to adjust the sound there because the cars were very passing by on my end. We overlook the forestry and beautiful scenery of the Spa-Francorchamps track in the Ardennes in Belgium. The cars are heading out for their qualifying session. This is the 8th round of the virtual Formula Universe Formula 1 1994 World Championship, and at Spa many things are at stake, and this round is no exception, as this round is the round where Benetton driver Lewis Wedding, I think as he sits in the pits preparing for his qualifying, can take the championship. If Lewis Wedding wins here, he will become the World Drivers' Championship champion for 1994. So, let's look at how that will go down. With 8 rounds elapsed in the championship, Wedding is 66 points ahead, with Spirit Shell at 23, Williams as well as Curtis at 22 points. Turri, who did the rounds at Monaco and Imola, has 16 points. Alexis Gordon, who is now transferred to McLaren, has 9 points, while Ronan Griffin has 9 points as well for Ferrari. On the other hand, in the Constructors' Championship, Benetton Ford is way down since their early season struggles have caused issues for them. They hope to turn that around by the end of the season with Lewis's efforts and if they can secure a second driver. But the main thing on our minds today is the championship itself. Lewis Wedding becomes champion if Spirichev finishes second, third, fourth, while Wedding finishes 4th or higher, or 6th or higher in those situations respectively, as well as Curtis finishing 1st, Wedding finishing 2nd in that situation, Curtis finishing 2nd and Wedding finishing 5th. If Curtis is 3rd or worse, Wedding wins it. Since Turri isn't around, Wedding just has to score to put him out, because Turri would have to win the following rounds to tie the championship on countback. If Spiritual manages to finish first, then Wedding finishes second. if he was here and finished first, and Wedding did not finish this race, and Turri went on to win every race after that, then he would tie the championship exactly, even on countback. But I personally am doubtful. I do not think that anything crazy is going to happen. I think maybe it's possible that the championship could continue if Spirichev and Curtis have the cars dialed in, but we've seen Wedding's form, and I think he may have this in the bag, personally. And our championship leader is now on track for his first qualifying session lap of the day. Let me just bring up the graphics shortly.
No sweat. You can do this. Pit exit looks good. Watch out, yellow flag.
And we're all set after some technical jiggery. Alexei Spirichev sets provisional pole. Let's catch up with him. He may be in the pits. I think he is in the pits. No, there he is. He's on track. I believe this is Spirichev's flying lap, and it's good for a minor improvement of a few tenths. Aaron Curtis is 7 tenths behind. He's currently in the pits. Ronan Griffin is also in the pits, just a tenth behind Curtis. Batars has set at 154.8, and Jacob is nearly matching that. Lots of traffic on the track at the moment. Oh, and there's a car off at the Radion. That looked like Aaron Curtis recovering from a near miss. And that is a very deformed looking Williams. And yes, he's going to stop on track. Lewis Wedding with a 151.3. That is strangely off pace for the defending champion of Season 1. Santiago Palominos driving for Jordan. He's in his second appearance for Jordan, preparing to do a lap himself. Karol Ostrolek from Poland is debuting for LII today. We should have Blake Moore, who's going to debut for Simtech. So, Spirichev, the current pole sitter. Bit of server end lag. Server will be restarted at the end of the qualifying session. It's not so much as a big deal for the drivers, as they're not racing each other wheel to wheel. But it will certainly be restarted come the race session itself. So Spirichev just sitting in the pits at the moment. Jeff Riviere almost scored points during the French Grand Prix last Saturday. Unfortunately, he suffered a connection failure. Bivona down a ninth, which is uncharacteristic of his performance, considering his debut was quite good. Palominos yet to put down a timed lap according to the monitor, but I believe, yeah, strangely enough, he has not put down a timed lap. So this may be the lap. And it's good for fourth, and he's out-qualified Lewis Wedding in his Benetton, who I think has just put down a banker lap to kind of feel out how good his competition is for this race, because he set that lap on softs, while Palominos did his lap on qualifying tires. We have Curtis here who's doing his lap on softs, but that just might be the quality of the Williams chassis. And I do apologize for the server lag at the moment. just across the line to improve on his pole time. Oh no, he's actually beaten out Spirichev on pole time. Meanwhile, Sirignano, who had a nightmare over a weekend in Magny Course, is now currently 5th. I'll just do a quick quick break to do a server reconnection, just in case there are connection issues on my end. I will be back shortly. And we're back. Apologies for those technical issues. Sometimes it happens. Currently, we have Spirichev on pole by 2 whole seconds to Wedding, followed by Aaron Curtis, Ronan Griffin, Owen Potter, Salvatore Sirignano, Santiago Palominos, Karol Ostrek, who has used up all his laps. He is debuting for LII. He hails from Poland. Agatino Baivona, Eddie Spitars, Jacob Metcalf. Jeff Riviera almost scored points at the French Grand Prix, his home race. Unfortunately, it just didn't fall that way as his connection lost in the closing stages of the race. Blake Moore, debuting for Simtech also, is with us today from Britain. The other Tyrrell driver I accidentally skipped in 13th place, Lewis Rees-Burton. And finally, last but not least, Nick Holliday, who had a great weekend at the French Grand Prix, finishing 5th in the points and qualifying in the top 6, if my memory serves me well. Now, interesting things today. I will reiterate, since the initial beginning of the broadcast did not go so smoothly. Lewis Wedding can become champion today. And I think we have Alexis Borden as well, who just dropped into the server. Let me see if I can find her. The McLaren driver had a not so pleasant weekend. Yes, there she is. She had a not so pleasant weekend after accidentally colliding with her teammate, Salvatore, who was serving a penalty starting at the back of the grid that day, actually. But back to the main case of hand. Lewis Wedding, who is the defending champion of the first season of Virtual Formula Universe when we did 1997, can win the title, the World Drivers' Championship, today at this round under a few conditions. So let's go and see what those conditions are. Wedding leads the championship with 66 points, followed by Alexei Spirichev, Aaron Curtis, Lorenzo Turri, Alexis Borden, and Ronan Griffin. In the Constructors' Championship, he is not so strong as Benetton Ford, with its early issues, have only 22 points, putting them second in the championship, and Williams will have to have a string of terrible races, and Benetton a lot of back-to-back wins if they want to overturn the Constructors' title in their favour. But going back to Lewis Wedding specifically, Lewis becomes champion if Spirichev finishes second and Wedding finishes 4th or higher. He also wins it if Spirichev finishes 3rd and Wedding finishes 6th or higher. If Spirichev wins or finishes 4th or worse, Wedding will win anyway. If Curtis finishes 1st and Wedding finishes 2nd, he wins the championship. If Curtis finishes 2nd and Wedding finishes 5th, he also wins. 3rd or worse, and Wedding wins it all. If Turri was here, if he finishes any position and Wedding scores points at all, Wedding wins it all. The championship can continue only if Spirichev finishes 1st and Wedding finishes 2nd or worse, Curtis finishes 1st and Wedding finishes 3rd or worse, and Turri, if he was here, finishes 1st and Wedding doesn't finish. But then Turri has to win every round after this in order to have any chance at the title. So that is what is at stake today. Going back over qualifying, Wedding has set the fastest lap of the session with just 9/10 in the balance, and we have Spirichev on track currently trying to see if he can do better. Oh, and Spirichev has to abandon that lap. Bad accident. Really, qualifying position is paramount, and they've both exited the pits at the same time. Qualifying position is paramount for both Spirichev and Wedding and Curtis. They really need to be able to jump each other. Now Spirichev could tailgate Wedding in this instance. And I've just received information that it seems Jacob Metcalf has been disqualified from the qualifying session for going over the lap limit. He has done 13 laps instead of 12. So he crashed on his lap 12th out of 12th when he should have been in the pits. If he crossed the line anyway, he would have gone over 13 and would have to start at the back. So that's unfortunate, bad mistake from Jacob. Meanwhile, Aaron Curtis sets a new personal best that gets just a little bit closer to Lewis Wedding's lap. Oh, and there's a Sauber off in the background. That was Blake, who's struggling. Blake Moore, very, very slow today in the Simtek. The Simtek isn't the fastest car in the world, but looks like he's having serious handling issues with it. Track is very quiet as many drivers come to the end of their lap count. Spirichev is out of laps. Wedding is on his final lap. About to cross the line. Will he improve? Yes, he will. Just 9/10 in the balance between Wedding and Spirit Chef. And Wedding secures a crucial pole for the race. And I think that has the qualifying session all wrapped up. Indeed it does. And unfortunately, due to the 110%, Burton and Moore will not be allowed to start the Belgian Grand Prix. They do not meet the requirements of pace. So with that, we will cut to break and get the real show on the road with the race itself.
race session is about to start.
And we're back, everybody, to start the Belgian Grand Prix. The cars are on the formation lap. All the little bugs and kinks have been sorted out. The marshals are in their place, the track is primed, the drivers are primed, and now it's ready to go. On the formation lap leads Lewis Wedding, who needs to win this race to definitively become VFU's first two-time champion. There is a record 15 cars with us on track today as they all trickle down the Kemmel Straight. So leading this pack is Lewis Wedding, followed by Spirichev and Curtis locking out the Williams 2-3. Locking out the Ferrari 3-4 are Ronan Griffin and Owen Potter, is it? Oh, it seems like there's been some issues, some people left behind in the pits. Ah, there was an issue with Salvatore. Looks like one of the drivers had forgotten to get onto the grid in time, so I apologize for that issue. We'll be going to the formation lap again shortly.
The race session is about to start.
And we're back, so this time the real start of the Belgian Grand Prix, God willing, with no issues. So, as we were saying, Lewis Wedding heads up the pack, followed by Alexei Spirichev and Aaron Curtis for Williams 2-3. Then, Ronan Griffin is fourth. Salvatore Sirignano splits the Ferraris in fifth for McLaren. Sixth is Owen Potter. Seventh is Santiago Palaminos, just qualifying at 0 points for Jordan. Eighth is the Polishman Karol Osterlek, debuting for Ligier. Ninth is Alexis Borden. 10th is Agostino Baivona in the Jordan. 11th is Eddie Spatars. Almost had a brain fart there, excuse me. 12th is Nick Holliday. 13th is Jeff Riviere. 14th, just escaping a did not qualify, is Lewis Rees-Burton, and Jacob starts from the back for exceeding the lap count. And just one final reminder. This is what Lewis Wedding needs to achieve. 4th or higher against Spirichev, 6th or higher against Spirichev if he finishes 3rd. 4th on back count for Spirichev, and it means Lewis wins it all. Curtis needs to win, and Wedding needs a 2nd. Curtis could finish 2nd, and Wedding 5th And it's all over for Williams again on the Drivers' Championship front. The Constructors' Championship currently looks like this, with Williams-Renault looking poised to take it all with only a couple rounds to go. And here is the Drivers' Championship, which shows the dominance of Lewis Wedding at this point in time. And if Wedding wins it here, he wins it all and becomes the first two-time champion of Virtual Formula Universe. And without further ado, all the cars grid up. And the Belgian Grand Prix is set to take place. At the top of the hour, 9 o'clock, destiny is about to take place for Lewis Wedding. Could we be having a gridding issue here with the cars? Ah, there we go. So now, the lights count out.
Green flag.
And it's green flag. The race is underway. And Lewis Wedding gets away well. Any dramas into La Source, a Jordan hits a Ferrari, but they all get away relatively cleanly. Wedding is already screaming away with the Ferraris with an excellent start into Radion, through Rouge into Radion. No dramas here, but there's a car that's gone wide, and the Ferrari's off, and there's a huge collision across the road. Collection. And it looks like the yellow flag is out, and it could be a safety car. It looks like only the Ferrari managed to... Only Ronan Griffin managed to... No! The Williams! The Williams was collected. And the Jordan is off. Calamity. And there's more calamity. Another Jordan off. And the Williams all over the place. Aaron Curtis. Oh, it's all coming crashing down for Williams. And there's another nose cone and wheel in the background. I think it's Aaron. As there's a spot of lag, so we can't tell what's going on right now. What's going on? Salvatore Sirignano is out. And he's had a heavy impact, so that could have been what happened. This might warrant a restart. And I think indeed it will restart as it looks like the server issue might be the reason why that occurred. Yeah, there has been a red flag thrown by the stewards, and indeed the race has been stopped. So will be back after the stewards decide what to do with the race start. That was a very dramatic first lap with a massive collision in Radeon and then server issues causing further collisions. So we apologize for that. We'll be back very shortly. We are back, viewers, and I apologize for the delay after the red flag of the initial race start. The race will be restarted once more with the regular formation lap and normal race start, but the first two corners of the lap will be under yellow. So La Source and the run up to Eau Rouge over Radion will be at 100 kilometers per hour and or 62 miles per hour until the leader dictates to accelerate away from the field, in which case everyone may go back up to racing speed. This will be an emergency check to make sure the server is stable, and hopefully there will be no issues. So, one more time, the beginning of the Belgian Grand Prix as we see Lewis Wedding going through Eau Rouge and Radion, and this is where he will dictate when the field is to go up to racing speed. So I apologize for all the issues and hope that we can finally get this Grand Prix underway. And with that, let's go through the grid order one more time. So, Lewis Wedding on pole, followed by Alexei Spirichev, Aaron Curtis, Ronan Griffin, Salvatore Sirignano, Owen Potter, Santiago Palominos, Karol Osterlek, Alexis Borden, Agatino Baivona, Eddie Spitars, Nick Holliday, Jeff Riviere, Louis Ries-Burton, and Jacob Metcalf. In his now repainted, beautiful looking Sauber. And of course, let's go revise the notes. The Constructors' Championship is pretty much sealed with Williams-Renault having 84 points on the entire field. Benetton is second, matching with McLaren, having 22 points. Ferrari is fourth with 19 points. Fifth is Jordan with 13 points, and sixth is Ligier with 8 points. The Drivers' Championship, Wedding must win this race to finish it all off. And even if Alexei Spirichev wins, he can finish second and clinch it, or he can finish third and clinch it against Curtis. Wedding has to DNF or finish 5th or 6th in order to keep the championship fight alive. With no further ado, as all the cars come together on the grid, let's get things underway. Wedding is in the pits. That's not good. And there looks like there might have to be another restart. Looks like there's an issue. Yeah, it looks like there's been another issue with the grid up. Like, that's super unfortunate. So it seems like at the original start there was an issue with Salvatore, and then there was a lag issue, and now we have another issue with Alexei Spirichev for Williams. So the race will have a restart due to grid up issues.
The race session is about to start.
So there'll be another formation lap. And everyone is away once more. Hopefully there's no issues this time. This is a very tumultuous Grand Prix. So the grid getting to their spots one more time and try and get this race underway. As the field trickle through, seems like there's no issues with lag. And Lewis Wedding making haste with the formation lap. Surely not happy with the way the race start has gone. And where is Burton? Burton is starting from the pits. So Burton will start from the pit lane. As everyone else grids up, maybe Burton had some sort of technical issue.
Deep breath, nice and easy. You got this. Green flag, green flag.
So there'll be a start under yellow. This is the start under yellow to check for ping issues. And it seems the race is now underway as the leader has pulled away under racing speed. Oh no, he's still going at a brisk enough pace. But it seems there could be miscommunication at the back of the field. Indeed, the safety cars come out. The safety cars come out for some reason. And it seems the race start has been botched a little bit through the bottleneck of cars at La Source. So we're going to start under the full course yellow, it appears. Wait, seems that no, something's happened. Seems the safety car is stuck. Seems there's an issue with the safety car, and they're stuck in a perpetual full course yellow. See if it can be manually removed. This has been a very problematic race. So the race will be starting under a rolling start, full course yellow. Which is unideal, but we'll finally see some racing laps. Doesn't seem like there's any ping issues with the server. And Spa is being unpredictable in the most unpredictable way it can be. So there won't be any race start now. A moment. Okay, the race has been stopped. The server will restart with 20 laps due to all the issues. I apologize once more. I will see you after the break. And we are back again. So the race has been shortened to 18 laps in layout of all the issues that have occurred thus far. We are now going to begin the formation lap. Drivers have been giving the briefing, and they will not be doing a start under yellow. There will be no rolling start. It will be a normal start. Furthermore, if there are any issues on this start, there will be a postponement of the Grand Prix. However, if drivers cause a collision during the formation lap or do not get to the grid on time, they will be disqualified. So I doubt that will happen, considering everyone is on the grid in time. So tumultuous Spa Grand Prix aside, we are finally getting things underway, with Lewis Wedding on pole, set to take the World Drivers' Championship. Followed by Spirichev in the Williams, and Aaron Curtis in the second Williams. Ronan Griffin is fourth. Salvatore Sirignano is fifth. Owen Potter is sixth. Seventh is Santiago Palominos. Eighth is Karol Osterlek. Ninth is Alexis Borden. 10th is Bivona in his Jordan. 11th is Idis Batars. Nick Holliday, 12th. Revere, 13th. 14th is Burton. And 15th is Metcalf, serving a penalty for going over the lap limit. So shortly we'll be getting underway after all the pains. About 4 starts later, all the drivers come to the grid, and I hope there will be no issues this time. So all the drivers grid correctly, it seems. No issues there. The game just waiting to tick over shortly. And there it is. The lights tick away for 18 laps instead of 22. And the green flag has dropped. They are away, the puffs of smoke as the tires squeal. And they are into a source cleanly. It's a yellow flag out, but I think it is superficial. And everyone is up into Radion. Oh, there's a car that gets a bit loose, but it seems okay. And the race has officially started with no issues. So the Grand Prix is now happening. 18 laps this time, just 18 laps. Lewis Wedding leads, and if he holds this position, he will be World Drivers' Champion. So now, through Puhan goes Lewis Wedding for the first time. And he's pulling away from Curtis. Where has... what's happened? It looks like Spirichev had a spin. He doesn't have damage, he just had a spin. He's very low down the order, so he has a mountain of work to do to score some points. Meanwhile, the field is trickling through in a processional way as we go towards Blanchiment. Aaron Curtis just a second and 0.5 away. Second and a half away. Lewis Wedding sets the fastest lap so far. Salvatore Sirignano in third position, followed by Ronan Griffin. Side by side is Boivona and Osterlek. Potter checks into the inside, into La Source. Let's see what happens. They get stuffed up within each other. Will the Ferrari use its power to get through this situation? Borden in the McLaren behind Paulo Minos, going into Eau Rouge and Radeon respectively. No issues. No, a car is off. A car is off! And he just narrowly avoids everybody and keeps his car on track. An amazing save from Ostrolek, the Polish debutant of Ligier, as cars get caught on the grass. That's Potter. Boivona cuts in front of his teammate. Potter gives up the position. Locks up into Palominos though. No drama, 1, 2, 3 up the field. Following closely behind is Alexis Borden, just watching and waiting as they head into Pujon once again. Palominos behind Potter, behind Potter's car, I should say. Potter trailing behind Boivona himself as well. There is Jacob Metcalf, who has overtaken Batar's Osterlek after his near miss. Spirichev is coming. Lewis Reese Burton heading up Nick Holliday and Jeff Riviere respectively. Now let's see if the power of the Ferrari can do anything about the Jordan here on Blanchiment. Sparks flying in front of our onboard camera. Potter's looking for a way at La Source. Now the run down towards Eau Rouge and Radeon. Potter will be able to carry the Ferrari's superior power and momentum on Boivona here as he lines him up in the Kemmel straight towards Les Combes. He pulls out and it's going to be a textbook overtake for the British driver. Meanwhile, Griffin alone in fourth. Sirignano comfortably in third. Curtis getting somewhat closer to the rear end of Wedding. Wedding is not messing around. He wants that championship secured without issue. Meanwhile, Osterlek is in the pits getting repairs, so he did not get off scot-free from that incident at the Radeon corner. Jeff Riviere is now 14th. He had a bad start and fell down a little. Nick Holliday side by side with Burton. And Nick Holliday has a lot of flat spots on the tyre, as you can see. Or just one big flat spot. As Luis runs wide, the Welsh driver makes a mistake into Pujon and gives up the position. Now, Griffin is making ground on Sirignano as Wedding sets the fastest lap of the race and makes a statement. I'm here to claim my championship. I'm going to be two-time world champion and I'm going to make Australia proud. Now, to the dismay of Aaron Curtis, he has to catch and pass him, and that is no easy feat. So now the top three have, or the top four I should say, have really gained some distance. as Borden begins to make her move and is coming up on Potter. Adley Kuhn. She goes by smoothly, trailing Potter, getting closer and closer. This could be a battle. And remember, the race is shortened to 18 laps, so many drivers are out here on the hard tyre. Potter is on the soft compound, and so is Paulominos, who seems to have managed to overtake Potter. What has happened with... Where has Bivona gone? Bivona has made some sort of mistake. He doesn't have damage as he's not in the pits, but Osterlek is far and away in his Legion. Now, Ronan Griffin on the attack. McLaren versus Ferrari in 4 and 3, and McLaren versus Ferrari in 6 and 7. Borden wants that point. Out of the bus stop they come towards La Source. So it looks like Potter was overtaken by Paulominos when he had overtaken, and that is Spirichev in the background racing Jacob Metcalf. As I was saying, as I interrupted myself, it appeared that Potter overtook Bivona. Bivona made a mistake and went off the course. Then Santiago managed to overtake Potter, who's had a spin. He's caught it beautifully and manages not to lose any position. Does he have any flat spots? No, he doesn't. He has perfectly preserved the car. Great job from the British driver. But now it's caused a bottleneck of Borden and Spirichev respectively gunning for his position, his only point of the race. And Borden will want to make a move now if she wants to keep Spirichev at bay, who is forcing her away in Puhan, which with I can hardly speak. A brilliant overtake into Puhan, forcing and scaring Borden away to the outside line. Now he is hunting down the rear end of Potter, who I think won't go quietly. So Potter uses the Ferrari's power, steps on it to try and keep Spirichev away. Spirichev in the draft, sparks flying. Now he is poised to overtake Potter into La Source. Will Potter hold the inside line? No, he checks to the outside, wants to try and get that switch back. He fails, but he tucks under the rear wing of Spirichev. And now if he can stay with him through Eau Rouge into Radion, he cannot. The downforce of Spirichev's car is just too great for him to hang with, and Spirichev is gone. His next target, Paulominos. Let's see what Griffin is doing with Sirignano. Griffin is not far away from Sirignano at all. Seems to be playing the long game. They're both on hard tires. They're both being wise with it, and it looks like they're going to just wait and see what happens until something behind them causes them to need to go faster. Aaron Curtis has now been indubitably strapped by Wedding's pace and has no real chance at this rate of continuing the championship fight if Wedding keeps going as he is. Wedding, who cut his teeth with Williams as he power slides out of La Source. through Rouge and Radion, they both go. There's the battle of Ronan Griffin and Alexei Spirichev. Let's see if the power of the Ferrari can do anything about the McLaren, as he is most definitely getting closer. He goes out of the slipstream of Sirignano to get out of that dirty air. Doesn't want to overtake Sirignano too soon. And Sirignano locks up. He's under pressure. He's under pressure. Let's see if that has given him flat spots. It has not. His tires are most definitely weared, but not enough for flat spots. Spirichev has eaten up Palominos. Palominos has made a mistake. It is down to 8th and is being harried by Metcalf, who looks to make a move. It's not going to be here. They are nose to tail. So you can see the diffuser. And wow, look at that move by Metcalf. Forces Palominos right off. He says, get out of the way. I'm going for Borden. Great battle. Now let's see what Palominos will do to answer that, as Wedding sets another fastest lap. Tucked under the rear wing. Ten laps to go. And let's see the other battles going up and down the track. Sirignano soon to be overtaken. Is that Curtis in the distance? Are they catching up to Curtis? Curtis is planning to stop. No, it looks like they're planning to lap Osterlek, and Griffin is poised to overtake. At Lecum, he laves it off. He's a wise man. Unlike Jacob, who is extremely aggressive, but he can keep his car in one piece. And it looks like Borden is losing touch with Potter, so Potter's going to maintain that 6th place. For now, at least. Sparks fly. Meanwhile, down the field, Edis is doing a humble 10th position. 11th is Riviere fighting Burton, so the French has gone on the attack. And Burton locks up badly into La Source. His tyres must be certainly cooked now. Look at the difference between the Frenchman's tyres and the tyres of the Welshman. Nick Holliday on his own. And soon he will not be alone, as Bivona is behind him. Carroll is 20 seconds to Bivona and is about to be lapped by the likes of, I want to say, Sirignano, and it is Sirignano, and it is Ronan Griffin getting by. Lots of battles going on up and down the track. Let's stick with the main attraction right now. The battle for 3rd position. Is Aaron Curtis in and out of the pits? It looks like he is. He's on fresh tyres. And so is Lewis Wedding. So Aaron Curtis might have a chance here if he can get close enough to Lewis Wedding. He has perfected his pit stop and is now in a position to take the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix. Let's catch up with Ronan Griffin, who seems to be slowing on purpose, because I think he could have overtaken Sirignano long before, but is choosing to stay behind him and wait until the opportune moment. Spirichev alone in 5th. Jacob Metcalf is now 6th as Borden comes out of the pits. Where is Potter? Where is Owen Potter? Palominos is 8th, and Potter is 9th out of the pits. Following is Batars, who could have a go at the Ferrari, but I don't think he'll have the power nor the aerodynamic prowess to do it. Through Radion, sparks fly. And Batars might have the power. He's under the rear wing. He needs to stay under that rear wing. The slipstream is what's going to give him enough to overtake, but he's planning to pit anyway, so maybe he's going to leave it off. And here's the battle, the worn tyres of Ronan Griffin following the worn tyres of Spirichev, and there it is, Spirichev, or not Spirichev, Sirignano, who plans to pit. Another 9 laps to go. Oh! Oh, and Sirignano's overcooked it! He's overcooked it and gone too fast! No damage? It's a miracle. It's a miracle, the game bugged, but look at the diffuser, how it's all bent up. That car should be in pieces, but the game has been merciful to Sirignano. He went into the pits too fast and got punished for it. And I think he will be spending... Oh, no, he somehow managed to cancel the damage repairs and has gotten out in 5th position. So that is a very big near miss for Sirignano. Now, Metcalf in the pits. Paulominos has decided to continue on his softs. Maybe try and take them to the end. And there goes Metcalf, who's going to be fighting Paulominos out of the pits on his fresh hards. There they are. Are they going to be side by side? They're nearly side by side, just not side by side enough for Metcalf to get by. So Ronan Griffin is up to 3rd by way of not launching his car into the stratosphere. Aaron Curtis is not far away, and it looks like Griffin is going to be pushing with 8 laps to go. He does not have softs on, neither does Curtis, and neither does Wedding. Spirichev is behind Griffin in 4th, so that could be a battle as the Tyrrell goes off into the barrier. It looks like Alexis Borden has also retired. Burton crashed, and so did Borden, but we can't assess the damage on that. Ostrolek having some lag. It seems the server's having minor issues. It should go away in a moment. There are cars in the pits, I would like to imagine, but let's see. And it seems Borden and Burton have crashed by outbraking themselves on a full fuel tank after the stops. As the lag, I apologize for it, continues. And it seems the lag is slowly going away as the cars are becoming more legible. But you can tell by the gaps on the top left corner of your screen that they have not changed very much. It looks like a battle between the Brits as Owen Potter is 1.5 seconds down on Jacob Metcalf. And it seems gradually the ping is coming down. At least they are staying on track more often than they're not with the lag. It could be from my end. If it is, I apologize. Let's check here. Spirichev is a lap down, and it seems the timing beacons have a little bit whacked out because Spirichev was higher in position until just recently. As Palominos enters the bus stop and exits. Batars is up into 5th. Seems the timing is jumping around quite a lot, so I'd imagine we're going to get normal quality in a few moments as the ping is gradually coming down. Our retirements of the day: Lewis Rees-Burton, Alexis Borden and Karol Osterlek. Lewis Wedding is definitely not 8th. Yeah, there we go. The timing beacon has corrected itself. As you can see above the cars the names of the drivers and their ping. It seems the ping is slowly coming down from the 1000 spike that we had. And it's the connection is improving, so we're thankful for that. Ronan Griffin in 3rd. Sirignano 4th. 5th is Palominos. 6th is Owen Potter and Jacob Metcalf have seemingly collided with one another. And Owen Potter and Jacob Metcalf are out of the race, meaning that Bivona and Jeff may be in the points here, or at least Bivona, but Tars is now in the points. Palominos is out. With just over 5 laps to go. What's happened? Have they been caught up in the lag? Meanwhile, Lewis Wedding is still leading the race, and at this rate going to clinch his title. So, Wedding with 4 laps to go, leading the Belgian Grand Prix, followed by Aaron Curtis. And Spirichev, who has fought his way up to 3rd. Salvatore Sirignano just ahead of Ronan Griffin, who is pitting, leaving it quite late to pit, but Tars is now in a points paying position. The lag spike has ended. Bivona is 7th, Jeff is 8th, 9th is Nick, 10th is Santiago, who's retired, 11th is Potter, Jacob Metcalf is also retired. And it's a bit of a lackluster end to the championship fight. lots of issues, so Palomino's accelerated into the pits too quickly and lost control of the car and crashed. Jacob Metcalf and Potter collided with lag, as well as Jacob Metcalf, or Owen Potter collided with Jacob Metcalf under lag. Excuse me. It seems that Ronan Griffin has retired, as he's been in the pits for a very long time. Holiday is 8th, Jeff is 7th, Vivona is in the points at 6th, 5th is Batars through sheer consistency. Salvatore is holding a decent 4th, 3rd is Spirchev, 2nd is Curtis, and 1st is Lewis Wedding, although this might not be the way you'd want to win a championship. Sweating on the final lap. Of this controversial Grand Prix. Few more corners to go. And there's a Ligier off. That's Nick Holliday missing a rear wing. Jeff Riviere in the points. Nope. One position away from the points. Ivona holds the last point. So now, unless I'm mistaken, Lewis Wedding is going to be World Drivers' Champion. and the race has ended with temporary world champion Lewis Wedding until we can confirm the results of the race. But Lewis Wedding, as far as all intents and purposes to the general public, is currently double world champion. But that remains to be seen as he does some celebratory donuts. So everyone is finished with Lewis Wedding first, Aaron Curtis second, Spirichev third, Salvatore Sirignano fourth, fifth is Batars, sixth is Bivona, and seventh is Jeff Riviere. Eighth is Nick Holliday. And a tumultuous Grand Prix comes to an end. So with that, I'm sure there'll be words in the VFU paddock, and most certainly the race results will wait to be confirmed in VFU after all the issues. I apologize for the issues that took place today. And we will see you after the break for the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. Goodbye.